fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the RyusoulKen Memorial Edition from Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. As you can see, this thing is so massive, it does not even really fit in my review station. I'm going to pan the camera to the left so you can see that edge of the box. It says RyusoulKen Memorial Edition, and has some pretty cool pics of the blade and then smaller pictures inside the blade, which I think is kind of neat. And then here is the other end all the way down there. So it is a massive box, absolutely massive. There's really not much else to show you than the front. Everything else is pretty much just black. On the back just kind of has like the warning stickers and whatnot. So that's really it. Just the front of the box. It has the nice picture and everything else is just black. I guess maybe to make it classier. I don't know. But there is the Memorial Edition RyusoulKen packaging. It's very nice and it's very clean and crisp, and like I said, I think adds to the fanciness. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the packaging, so we're just going to go ahead and dive right in. Alright guys, I'm really going to do my best. This thing is massive. I mean, you can see here, this is the handle. I could actually probably fit two hands, and you know, not quite all the way, but pretty close. It's massive. I think the head is probably around the same side down here in the hilt. But the blade is definitely much longer. That won't even fit at all. So it's pretty awesome though, I have to say. All of this has LEDs, changes color, all the different... there's just so much to go over. We're going to strap in, guys, because this is going to be a long one. There's so many sounds packed into this thing. It looks really, really nice. So the first cool thing I will point out, in the hilt here, you actually have to lift this piece off. And then you unscrew this to put in the 3 AAA batteries that it needs. And I'm assuming that was done so you didn't have a bunch of screws showing out, which I think is really nice. It's a nice touch. It's very simple to just pop that off and pop it back on. But it, you know, gives it a nice clean aesthetic. So you don't see the screws to put the batteries in, which I think is pretty cool. On and off switch. You have 2 buttons here, right below the hilt. You have the speaker here, pretty much in the same place as before. And then when you use the same kind of trigger to open it, you can see the dino eyes. Is exactly the same as the original toy. So really, really, really cool. And I mean, this feels weighty. Like, I have to tell you, it's heavy. It feels substantial. And I don't have the original to compare it to in length, but if I'm pretty sure it came to about here, if I had to guess. So the blade is probably twice as long as the original, if not longer. So unfortunately, I packed all my Ryusoulger stuff away a while ago, but we'll go ahead and turn it on. So you can see these light up if we hit the trigger. It just alternates between those 2 sounds. Down here with these 2 buttons, how this works, the rightmost is a background music button. So it plays the opening theme, and it will play like the entire television version of the opening theme, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'll give you a snippet. So I have to cut it off there, copyright stuff. But it will play through the whole opening song. If we press it again, it'll play that background song for a while, and then you get one more. And we all know that music. So I think that's pretty cool, because the neat thing is you can kind of have that, hit that and it'll play while you play with the toy. So like you can still do the slash while the music is playing. Once you would insert like a Ryusoul, then it would switch over to that music and it would cut the background music. But, you know, if you just want to kind of have that background music playing, you know, while you do some poses or fling this thing around, slash with it, make the trigger sound, you can do that, which I think is actually pretty cool. Now, the other button is what cycles through the different modes. So there is like a Ryusoulger mode, then there's a mode for each of the 5 main guys, and then there's a mode for the Kishiryu. So that's really neat. And there's a ton of phrases in this thing. And that's even before you put in even one Ryusoul. And it does come with a Ryusoul red. As far as I can tell, I'm going to have to put this down because the blade's just too heavy. As far as I can tell, this thing is exactly the same. The only difference I can see is that there's no numbers back here. But the head looks the same. You know, it opens and closes the same. It's plastic, it's not metal or anything. So they just toss in another red Ryusoul because you don't have 70 already. So there you go. There's another red Ryusoul for you. But you don't even really need it. I mean, obviously we'll get to that. You can put them in. Oh man, I just noticed there's a paint chip on my button there, right there on the corner. That's a bummer. So yeah, the button is painted, and apparently you can wear the paint off. As you can see, I don't know. I didn't notice it at first, so I don't know if it came like that or if I did that. But apparently that's something to be aware of. I just noticed that. So, oh well. Anyway, let's get back to the sounds. So, if we hit this button, you get a sound there. That kind of, I guess, activates that section of it. So if we hold it down once. So now we're in the Ryusoulger mode. And you can see that the lights flash along. And you can see the LEDs change color there. So there you go. You even have Kanalo in there, even though he doesn't use the sword. So that's all the phrases for the like Ryusoulger mode. They have kind of like a everyone mode. Now they all have their own individuals. So if we hold this down again. So now we're in Ko mode. So that's like him using the Suyo armor soul, even if you don't have the soul. It just has the sound in it. So that's like him using the red soul for a power up, again, even without actually using the soul. I also like how it kind of, as he's doing, simulating the chomping, like it lights up one, then it lights up two, then it lights up three, then it flashes all of them. I think that's really cool. So now we have a couple phrases of them talking back and forth, and I think it's really neat how the LED changes depending on who's talking. That's a nice touch. Another nice touch is sometimes with these phrases there's long pauses in between sentences, and so I never know when to hit the button again, but now I can just wait until the LEDs turn off. That's another nice indication that the sound has ended. You even have some Naga phrases in there, which is pretty cool. Nada, sorry.
やっぱりナダは俺たちの仲間だ。これからは一緒に戦おうぜ。俺はお前のそういうところがほんまに嫌いや。誰よりも竜ソージャーになりたかった。竜相族としての誇りを誰よりも大切に思ってた。その気高き魂、俺たちとソウルは一つ。ナダも竜ソージャーだ。先輩に説教するとは度胸や。俺はお前らのそういうところがほんまに嫌いや。俺のソウルお前に託す。みんなを救え。こう。
Definitely some really long pauses between some of these.
最後に仲間に会えてほんま一緒に戦おう。ナダ、ソウルを一つに。スケボーアクセンチ。諦めない。みんなで笑い合える未来を俺たちが取り戻す。それが俺たちの騎士道だ。行くぞみんな。竜装戦士ケボ
So that's it for all the ko phrases. So now we switch again. So now we are into the Melto phrases.
竜装戦士昔の俺なら失敗のない世界を望んだかもしれない。でも今は違う。こうが
So that's it for Melto. As you can probably guess, everyone that's not red has less phrases, so Ko definitely has the most. But now we'll go ahead and switch to, I believe, Asuna is next. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and then that's it for her. We'll go ahead and switch to Towa. Alright, and next up, Bamba. I also don't think I've mentioned it yet, but I love how the LEDs also change for the armor souls as well to whatever color kind of closest resembles. I think that's pretty perfect.
俺の片ソウルを舐めるなよ。ブラックそれそれそれそれその調子ディノス健康来いミルリードル家族より大事なものなどこの世界にはない優しさは時に弱さになるお前をかばってマスターが死んだように優しさなどすまないトアを救ってもらってそういう時はありがとうだよ兄さんお前は竜相族として生まれたカードゲームと同じ配られたカードで勝負するしかないんだ死んで逃げようとするないつもでいいから自分と真正面から向き合ってみろ戦えなだ大事な仲間ならそばにいて守ってやれ
Alright, and then that is it for Bamba. So next we go into the Kishiryu. And there are a lot of this one.
ティラミーゴティラミーゴティラソウルを一つにナルトメルトだソルト違うそれは塩だタルトおいわざとだろ間違える時だけやけにスムーズだティラ子供たちやこの星の未来を脅かすのが一番のルール違反だティラ俺はなこうお前のことが大好きだお前のためなら俺は封印されてもいい最初は勢いだけのバカなやつだと思ってたでもたとえくじけそうになっても何度でも立ち上がる仲間のことを思える優しくて熱いソウルを持ってる再びエラスを封印することは俺たち騎士竜の使命だだからこう竜奏者としての使命を果たせ大丈夫どこにいてもソウルは一つだこうお前に会えてよかったまた会おうトリケントリケン
So I think it's funny how obviously Tiramigo had a bunch of different phrases, but none of the other ones really talked.
アンキローゼタイガランスタイガランスミルリードルミルリードルモサレックスモサー
Oh, I forgot about Mosarex.
自分の愚かさに気づかされたお前たちに過去の恩習だけを授けて未来への希望を渡していなかった自分のなあいつらは私が知っている陸の竜相族とは確かに違うようだモサーカネロそして陸の竜相族たちよお前たち若者を信じることにしたリベボルケーノ
Sweet Dime Volcano.
そもさん何時に問うパンはパンでも食べられるパンは愚か者めだティーメ
So that is it for all of the Kishiryu phrases, and that will do it for all of the phrases built into that button. So that is a ridiculous amount of phrases, but it's definitely pretty impressive. So as I just demonstrated, you really don't even need to worry about Ryusouls with this thing. There's so many sounds packed into this. You have all of the transformations. You have them using their colored Ryusoul for an attack. You have them using their armor souls. But of course, there were more Ryusouls than that. So I'm going to do a couple random ones. Obviously, I'm not going to do every single Ryusoul that exists. This video is already long enough. But I wanted to do a couple. We'll take a look, of course, first at the red one that comes with this set. Let me go ahead and pop this guy in here. So you put it in, it says red. Still get the slash sounds until you start using this thing. So there's the attack. And I wanted to show you, as you do the first one, this lights up, then this one lights up, then this one lights up, then they all flash. It's hard to do while keeping it in frame because it's so massive. But there's the red one that comes with it. Let's see, what should we do next? Here is, we'll do a couple of these, like, armored, the dinos that actually gave them the full armor, not just the arm armor. So when I close this, you'll see that the color will try to match. So it turns green, which I think is pretty cool. Alright, next up we'll try this one. And I'll be honest, I do not remember most of the names of these souls. I do apologize. And the other thing I don't know if I've commented yet, this is nice and loud. I really enjoy how loud this thing is. Alright, next up we'll try Geysorg. Alright, and then the last one I was going to do is one of these special souls, because this thing actually runs through, like, almost all of the armored ones. So let's give this a try. So that's a nice way to kind of run through all of the different sounds for those armor souls. They're all in here. It changes the LED for each one. I think that's really cool. So that's a really fun soul. So like I said, I just wanted to do a sampling of a couple. It should read all of them, I believe. I mean, maybe there are a couple fringe ones, but for the most part, I would think most of the main ones it should be able to read, which is really, really neat. So I gotta be honest, this thing's pretty darn impressive. It's a really nice size. The blade is actually pretty long, at least twice as long as the original roleplay toy, if not longer. The handle's nice and long, like I showed earlier. I can almost get two hands holding it, which I think is really cool. It's got a nice weight to it. The sound effects are incredible. I mean, the amount of sounds that are just packed into the thing on its own with no Ryusouls required is astounding. It also reads all of those Ryusouls. Like I said, I can't prove it reads every single one that was ever created, but from what I can tell, it seems like most of them should be readable. The LEDs are beautiful. The paint's nice. Now, I did show you that the button on my handle has a tiny little... on the corner has a little bit of wear already. I don't know if it came like that or if I did that because I didn't notice before I started playing with it. Honestly, of all the places to have a paint smudge or a little paint nick, it's on the button that's going to get a lot of use, so I'm not super worried about it. I just hope it wasn't me and it wore off already that quickly. If it's just a little defect and it came that way, okay, whatever. But if it wore off already, I'm a little worried just because the more you play with it, the more it might wear off. But I mean, I've been playing with this thing all morning and that's the only little spot that I see. So I think it should be fine. I do not remember what this cost. I want to say it was somewhere in the area of 200. But I bought mine from Toe Collectibles, so I think that included shipping and everything. But I think it's worth it. If you are a big fan of Ryusoulger, this is definitely the definitive piece to pick up. If you've never bought anything from Ryusoulger and you just want to get one thing, yes, this is it. Track one of these down. Because like I said, it saves you the hassle of tracking down all of the Ryusouls. I mean, obviously you can find them and you can use them with this, which is amazing. But it's got a ton of sounds and phrases packed into this thing. You don't need any Ryusouls to access those sounds. It's got background music. Again, like I said, the LEDs are beautiful. It's impressive. It's impressive. And the nice thing is, it's a nice sized sword display piece. A lot of times with Japanese roleplay toys, the swords are super dinky, and I'm assuming it's some kind of safety regulation, or it's just that's as long as they need it to be, so it's cost cutting, or kids don't care over there, or kids are just smaller in general. It makes sense. So I always, like, I've learned to live with it, but every time I get a new roleplay toy sword from Japan, I think to myself, this blade looks really dinky. This thing is nice. It's a really nice size. It looks good. It holds well. It handles well. I like it a lot. So I definitely like this thing more than I thought I was going to. I always wanted it because I always liked the design of the sword, and I wished it was bigger. The roleplay one was kind of dinky. So I thought I would like this, but after playing with it and seeing how much functionality it has, I kind of love it. So I'm really happy I decided to pick this one up. Now, this was a premium Bandai item, so if you're trying to hunt one down after the fact, you could try stores like Toe Collectibles. They might have some still in stock. I'm not sure. Otherwise, I would try Yahoo Japan Auctions, Mercari Japan, Mandarake, things like that. This just came out, so it should be kind of popping around soon to those places I just listed. But yeah, I'm kind of shocked. I'm kind of speechless about how incredible this thing is. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you stuck through to the end of the video, I appreciate it. I know it was a long one, but there was a lot to get through. There were a lot of phrases in this one. So hope you enjoyed the video. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching and have a great one.